We have breaking news after this hour, which could have drastic effects on the health of Americans, and not to mention far-reaching effects on everything from the military to education to the economy. Stay tuned and prepare for outrage. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Today's story takes us back to one of the worst moments in American history. And keep in mind, there's some stiff competition in that category. I speak, of course, of the first Trump administration and the COVID-19 pandemic that ravaged our planet. For years, Americans could not gather and seldom left their homes. Lifestyles changed forever. Our economy took massive damage due to the shutdowns, and 2 million Americans died. One figure to emerge with strange urgency in that era? Robert F. Kennedy Jr., our current Secretary of Health and Human Services. Kennedy emerged as an opponent of vaccines, and since assuming his new job, has tried to block Americans from receiving vaccines. That includes the vaccine for COVID-19, which he removed from the federal vaccine schedule earlier this year.
Hi, everybody. I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., your HHS Secretary, and I'm here today with NIH Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya and FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary. I couldn't be more pleased to announce that as of today, the COVID vaccine for healthy children and healthy pregnant women has been removed from the CDC recommended immunization schedule. Last year, the Biden administration urged healthy children to get yet another COVID shot despite the lack of any clinical data to support the repeat booster strategy in children.
That ends today. It's common sense and it's good science.
And if you don't think that RFK's vaccine denialism is having dire effects, stay tuned. In case you missed it, thanks to RFK denying the efficacy of vaccines, which Kennedy claims cause autism and have no real positive effects on health, thanks to his denialism, we end up in situations like this.
When a school-aged child died of the measles in West Texas last week, HHS Secretary RFK Jr. downplayed the outbreak, calling it, quote, not unusual. Never mind the fact that no one had died of measles in the United States in a decade. Since then, though, the past week, cases are continuing to pile up, including in New Jersey. And now RFK Jr. is amending himself ever so slightly, writing in a Fox News op-ed, quote, this situation has escalated rapidly, and adding, quote, all parents should consult with their healthcare providers to understand their options to get the MMR vaccine.
In case you missed it, 3 American children died while hundreds of others suffered severe health complications thanks to the measles outbreak, which could have been easily avoided if those children had been vaccinated. To make matters worse, measles has spread worldwide, killing dozens, if not hundreds more. And all of this would have been preventable with a simple vaccine, one that has proven safe for decades. But possibly because he has a worm living rent-free in his brain, this simple solution is too complicated for Secretary Kennedy to understand. And despite the breakthrough of the development of mRNA vaccines, which ended the COVID pandemic and which have potential to cure everything from HIV to cancer to the common cold, despite that being the single achievement of the first Trump administration through Operation Warp Speed, Kennedy now wants to eliminate all COVID vaccines for everyone. The Daily Beast, in a lengthy new article, reports that advisors close to RFK Jr. now say that Kennedy intends to pull the COVID vaccine off the market completely within the next few months. A wise thing to do as we move into cold and flu season, right? The source for the article is Dr. Asim Malhotra, a British cardiologist, close friend and advisor to Robert Kennedy Jr., and an ardent vaccine denialist. Malhotra further claims that the COVID vaccine actually kills patients, citing a widely debunked 2022 paper in the scientific journal Vaccine, which claimed that the vaccine offers no health benefits. Malhotra further said, quote, given the increased talk of vaccine injuries in the past few weeks among the administration, it could also come with one clean decision, end quote. In other words, RFK wants to pull all COVID and mRNA-related vaccines off the market. Kennedy already canceled $500 million in funding for the development of mRNA vaccines, hobbling promising medical technology to develop cures and vaccines for other viruses. Keep in mind, Kennedy has no scientific credentials. But even in that regard, the fact that the Trump administration would now undermine the single achievement of his first term is totally baffling. And by the way, it only took about a month to create the Moderna COVID vaccine. In fact, It was in trials before the pandemic even began because federal funding helped scientists research mRNA vaccines. The only delays in releasing it were due to the need for testing and manufacture. And COVID is still out there. So this is how we want to celebrate? What happens when a disease, COVID, the measles, or something even more dangerous, begins to spread through the population? What will this man recommend? Prayer and leeches? Here's hoping somebody contradicts this decision before it causes any real damage. I'm not looking forward to any new shutdowns, even if it does mean I get to take more naps. This is Occupy Democrats.